So the International Olympic Committee's medical and science director has come out and stated, everyone knows that trans women are women. And my response to that is, their DNA says otherwise. And before we get into this video, make sure you hit the like, share, subscribe button, and let us thank our sponsor, A-Game, the herbal male solution which promotes strength, energy, vitality, and libido.
This is A-Game, fast-acting, long-lasting, with no side effects.
The link is in the description box to get your next order, and do not forget to enter discount code YOUNG10 to get 10% off your next order. And see, the medical and scientific community, when it comes to this whole trans athlete thing, they are really harming their own credibility with this whole thing. We are going to have to go back and rewrite what is in human physiology books at this point, because you cannot say that an individual with an XX chromosome is exactly the same as an individual with an XY chromosome. The sex chromosomes. This determines whether or not you are a male or a female. But when we have medical professionals acting as if there is no trans women are women, there's no difference between a biological woman and a trans one. For all of you medical professionals who are scared to tell the truth, let me remind you of what you previously learned. XX equals female, XY equals male. It's that simple. All the other external stuff, that's not even really you. A person can get surgery and self-identify as whatever they want to be, but when it's down to the DNA level, it is down to the DNA level. A person can change their birth certificate, but that doesn't change the reality of what you were biologically born as. And we need to, in my belief, put people in the sporting group that matches your biological birth sex. Just to simplify things, to make things fair, because we have Laurel Hubbard from New Zealand, who is going to be competing in her weightlifting competitions coming up this week. And we have this medical and science director of the IOC calling this individual brave. They're so brave for competing. I'm tired of y'all usage of this word brave, because y'all will call anyone doing anything brave as long as it fits one of these agendas that the left team seems to really like. And I know that people on the far left, especially you guys, are really silly when it comes to your embracing of victimhood. So what I'm saying does not mean that I hate people who are trans, or I'm mad at them or anything like that. No, and no. This whole trans athlete thing is just contributing to the downfall of female sports. People talk about fairness, equality. We should be fair. Well, you should be fair and not allow certain athletes that have a natural advantage over others, ones that developed in puberty as a male, to compete with individuals who have not developed in puberty as a male. Biological women versus trans women. So Olympic medal and science director says everyone agrees trans women are women. Praises trans weightlifter. Like I said, this whole praising of a person just being a person, that's what the left does. They praise you for absolutely nothing. They can't even logically explain why they're calling someone a hero, why they're calling them brave. They can't explain it. They just do it. International Olympic Committee, IOC Medical and Science Director, Dr. Richard Budgett, has claimed that everyone agrees that trans women are women, and praised 42-year-old New Zealand transgender weightlifter Laurel Hubbard. Hubbard, a biological male who identifies as a female, will compete Monday at the Tokyo Olympics against biological women in weightlifting. Hubbard formerly competed against male weightlifters before the athlete identified as a woman and was allowed access to female competitions. Wow, that just sounds completely unfair to me. So you've competed with the men, now you're going over to the women. I wonder how he did with the men, because I don't follow this person as an individual sports-wise, but I wonder how they compare amongst other men and how they will compare and have been comparing when it comes to women. I'm sure there's a difference in how they are scoring. I am positive of that. I don't even have to research it. To put it in a nutshell, the IOC had a scientific consensus back in 2015, Budgett explained. There are no IOC rules or regulations against transgender participation. That depends on each international federation. So Laurel Hubbard is a woman and is competing under the rules of her federation, and we have to pay tribute to her courage and tenacity in actually competing and qualifying for the games, the doctor said. Courage and tenacity. Okay. There are lots of aspects of physiology and anatomy and the mental side that contribute to an elite performance. It's very difficult to say. Yes, she has an advantage because she went through male puberty when there's so many other factors to take into account, Budgett said. So according to Budgett, he can't just say, yes, for certain there is an advantage. He can't say that. For whatever reason, this medical doctor cannot say that there is an advantage going through male puberty. Even though if a woman were to take testosterone, just take it as a substance and boost her own testosterone levels, I'm sure they would not allow that. I'm sure there would be some sort of ruling against that. I'm sure the rules don't allow for that. So the fact that we have medical doctors that can't admit something that simple, and then he went on to add, it's not that simple. It's not simple, he added. Each sport has their own assessment depending on the physiology of that sport so that they can ensure there is a fair competition, but also the inclusion of everyone, whether they are male or female, so they are able to take part in the sport that they love. Here we go with the whole inclusion thing. How we have to forcefully include everyone into everything, whether it makes sense or not. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't be allowed to compete in the Olympics. No, they should. But they should play based on their biological sex. I don't even understand what the big deal is. Unsurprisingly, permitting biologically male transgender athletes to compete against biological women has been opposed by huge portions of the population. Yes. Many female athletes and some famed feminists have spoken out against separating sports based on gender identity instead of biological sex, highlighting how females have lost out on opportunities because of biological advantages males have over females, even post-trans hormone therapy, as a British Journal of Sports Medicine study suggests. Yes. But I'm curious what you guys think about this whole thing. Make sure you hit the like, share, subscribe button, and blessings to you.